Nostalgia. The feeling of revisiting the past. Rather it be just thinking about it, like remembering all the good times you had and what you used to do and just good times. Or just maybe there's a TV show you haven't watched in a long time and now you're watching it again, or a movie that you haven't seen since you were little, and now, like, since you're grown up now, you go back and watch it and it may seem just as good, it may seem better, or it may just seem stupid, and you may wonder, why did I used to like this? Remember those times where you used to like stuff that you don't like now, if anything? But, that is what I'm going to talk about. That's what I'm going to talk about. Nostalgia, and what people call nostalgia glasses. Mostly what I'm going to talk about is just nostalgic glasses, quote unquote. Nostalgic glasses are basically just, let's just use TV shows for example. Most people refer to this, refer nostalgia glasses mostly to TV shows and cartoons and whatnot that you haven't seen in ages, and now that you're seeing it again, you're like, the good old times, this was so good when I was younger. Well, that's just the thing. It was good when you were younger, but how is it now that you're more mature and more grown up, that you've aged a bit? Like, how does it compare now that you're more intelligent than when you were just little and you're watching cartoons? Well, most people say that, people are just, like, people now, when they're older, and they're talking about, like, oh, this used to be such a great show, why'd they even cancel it? Well, most people, argue with that and say that, oh, it's not that good, you just think it's good because you remember it being good, but now, it's not as good. It's not really that good, but you just think it is because you remember liking it, and you're blinded by the big picture. You're blinded. Well, the way I see it, that's not really the case. I mean, some people look too much into it and say just, it's a cartoon that isn't that good, but you think it's good because you remember it from your childhood. Well, that's just the thing. If you agree and say this really isn't that good, it's not as good as I remember it being, and you hate it now and you used to like it, rather that or the opposite way, you hated it when you were a kid, and now that you're older, you actually like it, you actually understand it and, get it now. Get the jokes that you didn't get when you were a kid and whatnot. Now that you're more mature, that is actually something that I've done. Sometimes I go back and watch old episodes of SpongeBob, and some jokes I didn't get when I was younger, I was like, huh? And now that I'm older and more mature and know more, I'm more of an adult, now, I get the jokes that were targeted towards a more mature audience. So, I get those jokes now. I'm like, ha! That's funny, but when I was younger, I wouldn't have got it, you see? But anyway, that's a different topic. Anyway, we're talking about nostalgia. But anyway, I feel like if you actually like it, if it still stands to standard today, if you actually still like it today, even knowing that you liked it when you were young and now you still like it, even though, it is basically an old, well, it depends on how old it is. It's basically a past generation cartoon. You still know it's from the past. But, you can still look at it today and say, hey, I like this when I was younger and I still like this now. Well, the way I see it, if it makes you happy, if it makes you have that good feeling inside, like it did so many years ago, it's still, I feel like, that's the most important thing. It's not, if it makes sense or not. It's not if it is actually good quality. It's the feeling you get from it. It's the feeling that you got when you were younger, and now you can look back at it and say, I remember this, good times. Well, that isn't that the most important thing? Not really thinking about it, just, just having a fun time, just going back and watching your childhood, basically. Or maybe just remembering all the good times you had watching it. Some people are more mature than others. Some people, like, if you even call this maturity or immaturity, some people, like, do get over it. Some people say, I like this when I was younger and I still think it's pretty good, but, that was past me. This is present me. Basically, some people still, like, watch it today, like me. I go back and watch some episodes of past shows that I used to watch when I was younger, and they still hold up the standard to me. And, I still have, like, good feelings for them. Like, they actually still make me feel good, and that's really all that matters, is if it makes you feel good, then it is good. It doesn't matter the quality, it doesn't matter the anything else, it just matters the feeling you get from it. If you get a good feeling that just makes you feel good inside, then that's good. But, if you get a bad feeling, if you, like, don't like it now, then that's fine too. I'm not saying that just because you liked it when you were young, you don't, you have to like it now. Obviously you don't. You could look back at it and say, I don't like this now. But, yeah, this whole thing is basically just my talk on nostalgia glasses, basically. In the way people say, just because it was good, so you thought it was good so many years ago, doesn't mean, it's good. Well, let me ask you this. For people who say that, let me ask you this. What defines good, really? Like, what defines good? If you're saying just because it was good back then doesn't mean it's good now, well, it's the same exact thing. And, if someone that liked it so many years ago can still like it today, even if it is basically, I wonder this. I wonder if, like, someone who never watched the show before, they didn't watch it when they were young, and they go back and watch it now, or I shouldn't say go back, but they watch it now, like an old cartoon, just any old cartoon that they haven't seen when they were young, and now they go back and watch it, and they're like, I like this. Or maybe they're like, I don't like this. Well, what about that? What about then? When they like it, when they actually haven't seen it before, and it's still old. Like, it's still from the time, like, their kid days. They just never seen it, and now that they're older, they're seeing it, and they actually like it. What about then? Then they can actually judge it if it's good or not, quote unquote. So, really. But seriously, what defines good to you? If you're saying just because it's old doesn't mean it's good, what actually defines good? Tell me that. What defines it being good, quote unquote? That's basically all I have to say. What defines good? What defines a good cartoon? What defines a good TV show? Tell me. I don't know. Tell me. Really. Am I saying that old shows, like, can't be not good? Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if you still think it's good today, I more power to you. Like I said before, I go back and watch some of the shows I used to watch when I was a kid, and I still think they're awesome. Just like I did back then, and I still remember watching them when I was younger, so, yeah. It's not about the quality, it's about the feeling you get from it. That's my whole thing. So for anyone who says those types of things, no, like, offense or anything, I'm just saying, like, I don't get that. Really. If you like it, you like it. That's basically what I'm saying. If you like it. And, yeah. Anyway, this has been the guy with no nickname, and I will see you guys in my next Let's Talk. I will see you guys later. Good times. Good times.